Okay, so now we've cast on 3 stitches, we've knitted it to the left needle or left arm, and we have it back on our right arm now without twisting it. I switched over to a grouping of about 8 yarns of sugar and cream. And this is kind of an easy yarn to just practice with, and I would highly recommend that before you switch to your more expensive multi-dimensional yarns. So this yarn, when you put it back on your right needle or right arm, you'll notice that your working yarn is now at the back towards your elbow. All you do is bring it behind on the back side of your arm forward, grab it with your wrist, just like you were before. Now, the only tricky part is you have to keep track of your loops of yarn. So make sure that all, your 8 clumps of your first stitch are going off and dropping off that wrist. Go by the wrist under the palm, kind of tighten it up, grab it again with the working hand here, take hold of that working yarn, drop that stitch off, be sure and come from the wrist under the palm forward so it doesn't twist. Grab it again with your palm, drop that stitch off, go under the wrist and forward, okay? And now what you're starting to create here is you're creating an I-cord, and it's a dimensional cord. So when you look at this, it's kind of round. It's not just like a typical knit stitch. It's called an I-cord, okay? So now we're going to put these right back on the right hand. Again, without twisting them, just bring them over to your right hand, okay? And again, your working yarn is back towards your elbow. Kind of tighten it all up, keep it nice and neat. Bring it to the front, grab hold of it with an overhand grip, drop your first stitch off, slip that onto the left hand, drop that second stitch off. Again, come from the wrist underneath the palm to keep from twisting. Grab that working yarn again and drop that third stitch off and come forward with it. Okay, so your I-cord is getting longer now, and you're starting to see that it's almost like a chain that it's creating. Okay, now you want to go back onto your right hand with your 3 stitches, again without twisting them. Keep everything neat and tidy. Okay, and we're going to do that one more time. So you grab that with your overhand grip, drop the stitch off onto the left, the right yarn, drop it off onto the left, grab it, drop that third stitch off and onto your left hand. Okay, and now you've got a nice long I-cord. So you're going to bring it back over onto your right hand. Okay, and we have created an I-cord, and our next process is going to be to cast off.